Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
Holy moly. 18th February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. What the hell is this place? What an incredible place.
It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating.
This place is breathtaking. Looks like a fortress.
There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world.
Yeah, these guys have gone full ahead with the gears and such. Are we gonna be having like some steampunk features in this?
An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
It's a little familiar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again?
This is the Lord Chief Justice's office. Naoto-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
The Lord Chief Justice.
We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't. And that's why you're here, Mironosuke. I hope that you studied long enough. Although, something tells me that you have. Otherwise, you won't be wearing that fancy schmancy robe that you have like right now. And that does tell you that when somebody wears robes, they mean business.
No.
There is somebody else who I'm working with recently who is also wearing a robe as well. My god, the amount of Chadness on this channel recently is it's just exploding.
So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys, to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
And I guess to prove to them that Leonosuke is capable of continuing the mission. Yeah.
And having delivered his or her...
Well, not mission, but rather... Of course, we're doing this for Kazuma's sake, to fulfill his wish. Now, what, whether this mission also is connected to Kazuma's wish as well, we shall see, depending on the nature of this mission. Whether we're actually going to be doing that or not, we shall see. So, we'd have to return to Japan.
If we want to remain here in Great Britain,
I have to take Kazuma's place as the new law student, selected for the study tour.
yes. Which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Does this mean that we're going to be doing like a Chunin exam right over here? Which is what they've been studying for.
Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers.
Oh boy.
So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'd be able to remain here in London.
Like, my guess is, the way we're going to be doing this is through a case, through a trial. By the end of the next trial, we're definitely going to be showing them, yep, Leonosuke is lawyer material. And we're going to be able to continue this. Otherwise, it's back to Japan. No pressure, bro. I hope I'm up to scratch. Ah, good morning. Sorry to keeping you. Whoa. Oh. I trust you aren't exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. Since I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no. Don't mention it. We are never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. Excuse me a moment. Let me check something over here. Let me use my okay, I mean this is early 20th century right over here. Like if they are gonna see me do this, they're gonna think that I'm doing something magical over here. But all I'm doing is just pulling my phone over here. Damon Gaunt. Yeah, I mean his hair is a little bit is the same, but he doesn't have quite the huge beard that this guy has, definitely. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mael Strongard, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on now, Hudo. Don't be a mouse.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongard. I'm Leonosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Miss Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Thank you. I didn't. Mr. Strongard? So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, well, So never ever since I got here that I can remember a single thing about the city.
It's simply splendid. His name are Mr. Naruto.
Oh?
Yeah, the wonderful view of some Landa's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words.
Yep. On a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of grandness, I'd say it's a 9.2 in terms of grandness and such. I am the official ranker of grandness for things. I mean, grand is my name, after all. I'm glad to hear you like it. Also, maybe I'm being mistaken right over here, but... is it you who are the lawyer, boy? Or is it the girl behind you? The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded.
Oh yes, astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me there, Sato-san.
And everyone seems to be so jolly and full of vigor. And my god, have you seen those shops? They're selling so much cheese!
Yes. There is much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we'll be hosting here in London. A great exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. It will make Paris's Royal Fair look like a toy shop.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. You need to say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Indeed. Actually, before we continue with this, may we look around a little bit? Look at this fancy schmancy knight armor. Look at this, man. Look at this menacing metal giants facing each other across the room.
I believe they are... yeah, they are suits of armor.
Oh, right. I mean, imagine, like, there being, like, iron giants around here as guards. I thought maybe they were like lion dogs we have in Japan, guarding shrine gates.
No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know.
I don't know, something tells me they are reading the wrong book over there, Sato. Maybe you should check that.
And they roam around in the middle of the night.
Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Mr. Sato?
This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask.
Aye, sweetie. Yeah, you should get that incredible tone. I told you, it has like everything. I had all this stuff. Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. And go from floor to ceiling.
And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream.
Yeah, a very bad dream. Like Susato is gonna be stuck here forever. We're never gonna get her out of here.
They're not all about British law either. There are books about the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland.
What about Russia?
Why do you ask?
I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think?
I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned.
Alrighty then. Hey, this is a big-ass chair right over here. Something tells me if I were to attempt to sit on it, the Chief of Justice is not gonna be happy about that, so I rather not.
This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble.
It was more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me.
I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Miss Naruhodo.
I don't know. Something tells me that this, like, Ryonosuke is thinking ahead of how this correlates to death, meaning that if you're to do something wrong in front of the Lord Chief of Justice, you'd have to... you have to imagine your next tombstone that you're gonna have soon enough. It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here.
I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure.
Alright. Is this some kind of clock?
Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock.
Is this the clock tower?
But those gears are larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive, even.
It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief of Justice, I mean?
Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they?
I'm not sure you could fiddle with clocks that size. Sorry you couldn't call him a boy. Still, it's amazing how little noise the clocks make, considering how large they are. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. Oof, okay. Alrighty then, in which case, actually, can we look around a little bit? I guess we can. We could look around a little bit, to the left or to the right. Okay then. Do you have like anything else that you want to talk about? Yo, Lord Chief of Justice. Lord Chief Justice. I think you were expecting a student of law for the studio tour, weren't you? Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Soge, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on this situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard a steamship bound for our shores. Wow, that's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived.
Yeah.
My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you honor this appointment specifically to inform me of the news.
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are people of protocol and courtesy. And I see that is true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. And that is also what we're going to be discussing here as well. Strongheart, we do have to talk about that.
If you could just hear us out, Long Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Miss Naruto here would like to...
Did I just say Naruto?
Mr. Naruto...
I'm this close to calling him Naruto.
Mr. Naruto here would like to make a proposal.
Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruto. So said that. The one with the truth. I better do this perfectly, Ryonosuke. Otherwise, that desk, like right over there, that you were talking as if it was a tombstone, that is gonna be your next tombstone as well. Alright. The thing is, Lord Justice, Long Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the studio tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, There's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand. The thing is... this isn't really going well at all. Just can't seem to find the right words to say to this matter.
It's Naruto.
I mean, things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's... it's Mr. Sato. It can probably only be... yeah, Mr. Sato herself. She's probably imagining it herself.
Me? I can become the protagonist of my own adventure?
An unusual introduction. But I presume you mean this charming lady beside me. You're a lawyer, are you? That look she's giving me. After all the days of hard work she put in to help me study. I want her done now. Okay, I think that's quite enough joking, don't you, Long Stonguard? My real answer is, it's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... no qualifications to say. And neither still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused. But, glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law, and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Beautium. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short of a period of time, but I can also go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asoga's journey had only just begun. Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Ms. Naruto. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those swords to trial, are you? Well, I am all for entertainment. Let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Oh, yes. That's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail, is entirely down to you. Alrighty then. So, what's it gonna be? A trial? A test? Or something tells me that we could be doing something like really, really crazy right over here. Like all the studying that we have done, like all the stuff that we have learned from Susato, it's all gonna be amounting to a boxing match. Really? Alrighty then. Like, let's prepare ourselves mentally over here. Let's see. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Miss Naruto. What do you consider the role of a lawyer? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Hmm? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an amp troll about to begin later today. Today? No advocate has been appointed for the defenses yet, so this will be welcome news. Today?
Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. Wait, hold on a second. Secure a verdict of not guilty, and he passed his test. Well, you know, a trial doesn't amount to him achieving a victory. It shouldn't amount to that. Like, what if the defendant is actually a criminal and such? Our job is to defend somebody, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, like, what could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations?
Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Long Strongheart?
I feel like a good test would be to prove that he actually knows his lawyering skills and how to defend people and such. Defend them all the way to the point where, well, it is what it is. Whether his lawyering is going to be good enough or not, I guess we shall see. Yes. Good question. I remember. It's a murder trial.
A murder?
Oh my goodness, a murder? Oh, what a surprise. An extremely simple case, I understand. You really cannot lose. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Well, I guess so. Old times. Yeah, things have been a little bit more extreme. Like during these times, here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short C-based Introduction to British Law.
We cannot possibly agree to such a test. We'll be toying with a man's life.
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I decided it's acceptable. You cannot do that, can you? Get used to it, Ronosuke. This is stuff that you're gonna be dealing with a lot in the future. Like, extreme situations like this, like on a whim. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die, depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruto, you come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I'd like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You have fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Yes. Alright then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I cannot do it. I cannot get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as suspected, isn't it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Oh. Yes, long strong heart. Thank you for offering me a chance.
Miss Naruto.
Oh, sorry, Miss Sato.
What could I do? It's alright. I understand.
You do?
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Hmm? What are you trying to say, madame? I think what Mr. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. I feel exactly the same way. Yeah, that is a good point. I should have defended and won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. I mean, you yourself, Strongheart, you're also seeing this as a test in the sense that if Ryunosuke loses the trial, then he loses for real. It's as if Ryunosuke has to prove his guilt, his innocence, even though it could very well be possible that the defendant is actually guilty and such. That's not how it should work. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day. But for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Ms. Naruto. Was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that. I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, you cannot hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. Now that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. Yeah, well, you also should have thought about that, Ryunosuke. There's no one to defend him. Reason why we're so, we are this close to a trial, and he was asking for defense right over here to test Ryunosuke and such. I mean, your job as a lawyer, Ryunosuke, is to also defend people who are in need, who are nobody there for them. That's also something that you're definitely gonna have to learn as well, Ryunosuke. Like, those who are put on a trial, whether they are innocent or actually guilty, they should not fight alone, no matter what. They need somebody by their side. And you are definitely gonna have to do that. But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. And I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter to resolve.
Oh,
The time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. Alrighty then, I guess so. Time for us to go.
he's gone.
The old baby.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
Alrighty then. Mr. Sato, can I just ask you something? Before you do another Susato takedown on us for some reason?
Careful. From this position, I can perform a Susato takedown in an instant.
I know.
Mr. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Strongheart. The trial starts immediately. The trial starts imminently. If I need to throw you, I will.
You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom.
If you need to ask me anything, you had better wait until we are at the Old Bailey.
Alrighty then, I guess so. Time for us to go. The structuring of this is pretty interesting. Like the second case we had solved the case without even going to trial. And here, you would expect that we would investigate and interrogate our defendant first, but no. Straight to the trial. Just like in the first case. Wow. 18 February, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber.
Ah, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
Yeah, I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought like you were going to rattle loose.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver. And there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories. And it worked quite perfectly.
I'm not sure we're so pleased. We're going to die. And we have to pay gold for the privilege. It's like paying for our death.
Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
Yeah, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here. But there's no sign of him at all.
So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand.
Are you alright, Miss Naruhodo?
Yeah. He just needs to pull his spirits up and ready his buckets, because, yeah. Studying is studying, but you still need to gain the experience, which means lots and lots of buckets, lots and lots of sweat. I'm feeling tense, that's all. Whew. I already feel like I'm gonna need a shower. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air. Almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It's like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yeah. Wherever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's sitting very alone at this moment.
Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir? What are you doing, following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the East, that is? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right. Say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in strange, faraway lands. Well, actually, I haven't found a place to stay yet, no. Disgrant. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000 guineas?
Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
Take it. That's nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ow! Hey, that hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, Phil. I'm not giving it the no strings attached. I'm wanting you to do something for me. Why, is it to prove your innocence? Oh. To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for my good old self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about the thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me. Nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. Silence true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up.
I'm very sorry to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Yeah, indeed. Blustering blazes. Do yous not know who I am? Me? One of the London's biggest names? No, sorry. I only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it ain't altogether impossible. Huh. Just next to Hyde Park there in the center of London is another beautiful park. Sorry? A park? What? It's called a gilded park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring, and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park? In central London?
A city of smiles. That's my mission for London. There is nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. Well, that's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but... Now Dave the Gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGild. What is the matter with the London police, I ask you? Right, don't pass out on us. I mean, Jesus. Like, we're gonna have like another murder going on right over here before the trial even started.
Miss Naruto. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves, while the gentleman catches his breath.
Yeah, good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students, on a study tour from Japan, you see.
So, you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'll be happy to put yourself in our hands. We'll do our best. What was I after saying? You daft idiot! I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yeah, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor of a Fell claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Yeah, I guess that is a good point. Yes, it did. That's the only explanation. Oh. Well. If not at all. I don't know. Although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. The Reaper? Sorry. Did you just say the Reaper? Oh god. The signs were there. Like, Long Strongart's tombstone disc-like thing. We are gonna die. Aye. The Grim Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Baruch von Zeeks. Zeeks? Zeeks? Lord Baruch von Zeeks. I think I'll just call him Zeeks. He's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? Ugh. I guess so. I guess we're gonna be having another skeleton in our neighborhood right over here to do the justice. And Van Zyx stands for the prosecution. They call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he has been the prosecutor, let me guess, he has never been defeated once. The accused has been damned. Why? So you read the desperate situation. Where there's no one willing to stand in defense against that fellow at all. I guess he is a living legend of the Old Bailey. Oh boy. Well, I guess it kind of depends. Like, how many years did this guy have? Is it like a couple of months? Or is it like... Yeah, let's go for 50 years. This time around. Or maybe 100. I mean, he is a Reaper. Witness. Lord Baruch von Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel? That would mean. Oh, it's time. Helen, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I made up my mind, so I have. Sorry? And I decided I have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then he made an appearance. I was still in love with him, you know. 'Tis no accident. I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So go get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case, or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I cannot just turn my back on him. Must narrow down. The man has no one. He had to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yeah, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen. And it's all up to you, Donosuke. You're gonna have to see how you're gonna do this.
How are you gonna defend this guy? This is gonna be a long trial, I'll tell you. Counsel with the defense. What are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you lose the right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this.